Hi, my name's Sam from Griffith University. I'm the Regional Marketing Manager and I work with all onshore international students.
Give us a rundown of why an international student should choose that institution to study at.
Yeah, so Griffith University is one of the biggest universities in Australia. We have over 50,000 students and we are positioned in the top 2% of universities worldwide. So at the moment, we're in the top 50 universities under 50. But we are turning 50 years old this year, so soon we won't be able to say that, unfortunately. But we are based across Brisbane and Gold Coast, and we are known for some of our programs. So we're number one in Australia for programs like nursing and midwifery, number one in Australia for hospitality and tourism management. We're also number one in Australia for law and criminology.
I've heard that nursing is a really popular course amongst international students nowadays. Could you tell me a little bit about Griffith's nursing program?
Yeah, so we offer a Bachelor of Nursing. That's a 3-year program for students coming directly into nursing. It only has one intake in trimester 1, which is around February, and it's available on our Brisbane and our Gold Coast campuses. Students will need to meet the academic requirement, plus also have an IELTS equivalent of a 7. We also offer pathways if students want to come through, say, a Griffith College pathway. So that's a diploma, which is a 1-year diploma feeding into the 2nd year of that program. For our graduate entry, so those that already have registration as a nurse in their home country or have done a diploma in Australia and are an enrolled nurse, we have a 2nd year intake, which has a starting time in trimester 1, which is around March, February, and trimester 2, which is in July. But if you're coming into the program as a new student for 3 years, we only have a trimester 1 intake. As I mentioned before, we are number 1 in Australia and number 2 in the world for nursing, so it is fairly popular. So I would just remind students to make sure you get your application in with plenty of time to be assessed to ensure that they get a place in our program.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the scholarship opportunities at Griffith University?
Sure. So we have essentially 2 scholarships. So our main scholarship is our 25% International Student Excellence Scholarship. So this is 25% for the duration of the student's program for all our coursework programs. So that's everything but our research-based programs and medicine, dentistry, Masters of Speech Pathology and Masters of Pharmacy. So all the other programs we offer 25%, and this will actually be assessed at application and put on the student's offer. And then, as I said, it's for the duration of the program, so long as students maintain a specific GPA. Then we also have a 50%, which is a separate application, and this is a quota managed scholarship. So students will need to have a personal statement and also be aware that it is a bit competitive. So not everyone will get the 50%, but if you meet the requirements for the 25%, then you will get it.
So I heard that Griffith University provides student accommodation. Could you kind of give me a rundown on how that kind of works and what student life is like in terms of student accommodation?
So we have 5 different campuses, and each campus is obviously a slightly different vibe. So in our Brisbane-based campuses at Nathan, we have our own student accommodation. It's actually one of the cheapest student accommodations in Australia. So it's around about $185, $190 a week. And that is students will get their own room with a bed, and then obviously shared bathroom and kitchen facilities, which is on campus. And then on the Gold Coast campus, we also have a private provider that has on-campus accommodation. But if you go onto our website, we have lots of different students also looking at sharing accommodation. Some student accommodations have pools and tennis courts. All of them, including the one on our campus, have different social aspects. So they'll have pizza nights, they'll have different celebrations, they have study groups. So it's a really good way for students to make friends from people all around the world.
So, exactly how many campuses does Griffith University have and whereabouts are they located?
So we have 5 physical campuses. Our biggest campus is the Gold Coast campus, which is actually also in a regional area. And then we have 4 campuses in Brisbane. So one of them is in South Bank, which is in the cultural hub of Brisbane. That's where we do things like visual creative arts, film, animation, music. And then also we have our Nathan and Malcravac campus, which are about 15 minutes out of the CBD. There's a direct bus that goes to these campuses. And the nice thing about them is they're built into a forest. So there's lots of wildlife. We often see little furry koalas, lizards and snakes and possums. So it's a real Australian experience. And then we also have Logan campus, which is a smaller campus in between Brisbane and Gold Coast.
Do you have a favourite campus in particular?
So when I was studying, I studied at the Gold Coast, and for young Sam, that was definitely the best campus. It's very vibrant. There's lots of things happening. It's a bit chaotic, and there's always people out and giving away freebies or free food and things like that. But now I actually work at Nathan campus, and there's something really nice about how quiet it is. It's a little bit more tranquil, so better for students that want to, go in and study and have their quiet time. And it's just nice being with all the trees.
That sounds really relaxing, hey?
Yeah, it's good.
In terms of student support services, like what kind of services are available to international students who are kind of feeling lost or alone or just really confused about how the whole process is, because they're coming from a whole different country to another country to study by themselves.
We're a big university, as I mentioned, and being a big university, we have quite a lot of support services for students with disabilities. We're big advocates for LGBTQI+ students. We have doctors on campus, we have counsellors, we have career advisors. We also have lots of clubs and societies that are there to help students make friends and grow their network within industries. For international students specifically, we have a club called Griffith Mates. Now, these students will go and pick up people when they arrive in the airport and take them to their accommodation. They have catch-ups on campus, so coffee catch-ups and barbecues. They do different excursions, so they might take students to Byron Bay or to the beach to learn how to swim in an Australian beach. They'll take them to the bush and learn how to navigate the Australian bush. They also have a buddy program where they'll partner students up with an older student that can kind of show them the ropes on campus. So where to get the best coffee, how to borrow a library book, all of those sort of things. And then we also have international student advisors. So for students that are coming in and might have further questions around their visa, maybe they need support services when it comes to their accommodation or their employer, they can go and see one of our international student advisors to get further support around all of those complications of being an international student. At the moment, we have a food drive. So we are providing students with free fruit and vegetables that they're able to come and grab once a week, just to make sure that they're getting, their recommended daily intake and not eating 2-minute noodles. But yeah, look, you name it, we've got it. When it comes to support services, we really want to make sure that our students transition well into university, and Griffith really does care about our students.
How was your student experience and the study life actually going to Griffith University yourself?
Yeah, so I had a really cool time when I was at university. I did a double degree. I studied finance and international business a long time ago now. So I did an exchange program in the UK. I also did a leadership conference in the United States, a volunteer project in Nepal. And then I also got to do some summer schools in the Netherlands and in Prague. So that was all kind of opportunities that I was given through the Griffith Business School that really kind of set me apart when I graduated. I was also heavily involved in different student clubs. So I joined the Griffith Business Student Association. I got involved in a lot of extracurricular activities when it came to volunteering and working with charities as well. So I think that really grew my experience in working with external stakeholders. And I think when graduating, having those opportunities really set me apart from other people that maybe weren't as engaged at university. I had the best time. And yeah, I would love students to come and experience what I experienced studying on the Gold Coast at Griffith. So if you have any further questions about studying at Griffith on the Gold Coast or in Brisbane, please have a chat to the expert team.
So, do you have any more additional remarks?
Yes, I think one of the coolest things about Griffith is that we are a very diverse university. So about 20% of our students are international, but we recruit from 130 different nationalities. We have students from all around the world come and study with us. We also have a lot of different students coming through pathways. So make sure that you speak with expert and talk about how you might be able to get into our programs, whether or not that's through English or through a diploma pathway. There's always a way that you'll be able to get to your final results when you have a look at the options with pathways.
Thanks so much for having a chat with us, Sam. It was so lovely to meet you. I hope you enjoyed your time here. And yeah, like I'm sure everyone watching this right now is very grateful that you were able to give them such good insight on how amazing the institute that Griffith University is. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see everyone at Griffith.